So we're back together, this time to solve a very interesting function known as if function. Now, many a times it will happen that in your professional journeys, when you are working on Excel, you might be faced with a task that you have to check a specified condition. And if that condition or that criteria gets fulfilled, then you have to display a result. On the other hand, if that criteria fails or if that condition is not fulfilled, you have to display some other value. This type of situations are solved by if statements, right? So let's see how the formula looks like. Equals if. Now you can see here, if checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. So basically, you are checking a condition. If that condition gets fulfilled, you display a value. If that condition is not fulfilled, you display some other value. And if I open the formula, it says if Excel will ask you for a logical test. Now, logical test is that condition which you want to test. So you will specify the logical test, comma, if this logical test is true, then what will be the value if the result is true, comma, if the result is false, what will be the value if the result is false, right? So let's see how do we apply this. You have a database here of some of the employees and the department in which they work and the region in which they work and the salary at which they work. Now in column H, now let's see, we have to see if the salary is greater than 10,000, then I should get 5% of that salary here, else I should get 10% of the salary here, right? So what is the condition? Condition is that the salary should be greater than 10,000. Now if this condition is true, that means if the salary is greater than 10,000, then I should get 5% of that salary here, else I should get 10% of that salary here. Alright, let's see how will we solve it. We start the function with equals. If, press tab. Now let's start filling in the syntax. Logical test. I told you logical test is salary greater than 10,000. So I go to salary, link salary greater than 10,000. Alright, this is what I need to check, that my salary, link this to the cell, salary greater than 10,000, comma, if this is true, what is the value that I need? I need this salary multiplied by 5%. Alright, again you will link the salary to tell Excel that okay, whatever value is in the cell that I have linked, that multiplied by 5%, comma, or salary multiplied by 10% if it is false. I close the bracket and I press enter. So since this salary is greater than 10,000, I have 5% of the salary as my result. Now let's see if we can apply it again here. Just to give you a recap, equals if salary is greater than 10,000, comma, salary multiplied by 5%, comma, salary multiplied by 10%. Close the bracket, press enter. Alright, very easy. Now, instead of applying the formula again and again, I can simply copy this formula across. How can I do that? First alternative, I can do a Control C here, press Shift and down arrow key to select the cells where I want to paste the formula and press enter. So it will automatically fill it for me. Control C and enter, simple copy paste. The second alternative is instead of pressing Control C, We can start with the cell that we want to copy, right? And press shift and down arrow key to select the cells where we would like to copy, and press Control D. Control D. Control D is copy downwards, right? So Control D, and if you press Fn F2, you will see that the formula is being copied everywhere, right? So that is how you solve normal if statements. Try it on, guys. That's very, very simple. Simple. If, then, else. That's it. Okay. So that was a very simple if statement with us. Let's level up this time and see, can we frame a nested if function? Now, what is a nested if function? If there is a function inside another function, that becomes a nested function. So if statement inside another if statement is my nested if function. All right. So let's see what we are asked here. I am asked, if the salary is greater than 10,000, then I should get 5% of the salary. That's the same. However, if the salary is between 5,000 and 10,000, then 10% of the salary, else 15% of the salary. What does this mean? This means that I should check here in my cell G5, if this salary is greater than 10,000, then I should get 5% of this salary here. However, if this is between 5,000 to 10,000, let's say 8,000 maybe, then I should get 10% of the salary. If this is less than 5,000 also, let's say 3,000 or something, then I should get 15% of the salary. How will you do it? I'm giving you a minute to try on, guys. Please try this on. I'm waiting. Alright, I hope you have framed the if statement and have arrived at the desired result. If you haven't, no problem. We'll be doing it together. So let's see. Let's go very slowly on this. Let's start with equals. If. Now what is my logical test? First logic test. That the salary should be greater than 10,000. So if salary is greater than 10,000, then what do I need? I need simple 5% of this salary. So this salary multiplied by 5%. Else. Now if this statement is not true, if the salary is less than 10,000, then what? Then again I have two conditions to check. Whether it is greater than 5,000 or not. If it is greater than 5,000, I need 10% to be displayed. If it is less than 5,000, I need 15% to be displayed. So I have to apply an if statement again here. Why again? Because if it is greater than 10,000, that has been taken care of by this if statement. If greater than 10,000, then 5%. What will happen if it is not greater than 10,000? Then again I will ask Excel to check again a condition, that whether it is greater than 5,000 or not. So if this salary is greater than 5,000, then now if it is greater than 5,000, then I need this into 10% of the salary. Else, if it is less than 5,000, I need salary into 15%. Now, here we are completing the if statement. That's all that was required from us. Now, whenever you are closing the nested functions, always remember to put or to close that many brackets as you have opened. Alright, so here the first bracket closing is for the second if statement, and one more bracket closing for the first if statement. So number of brackets you open, number of brackets you have to close. Alright, press enter. And I can simply press a Control D to copy, and there you go. So if The salary is greater than 10,000, 5% of the salary. If it is not greater than 10,000, then I go to this second if statement again. I will ask Excel to check. Okay, if it is less than 10,000, it's fine. But Excel, please check that I know that it is less than 10,000, but is it greater than 5,000 or not? If it is greater than 5,000, then display 10% as the result, else display 15% as the result. Alright, so that is how we try and apply the nested if functions. I'll tell you once more, guys. I know it's a bit difficult. Let's do it again. Equals if salary is greater than 10,000. Alright, I need to check it's greater than 10,000. If it is true, then give me 5% of this salary. If it is false, I again have two conditions to check whether it is greater than 5,000 or it is less than 5,000. So again, if salary is greater than 5,000, if it is true, then display salary into 10%. If it is not greater than 5,000 also, then display salary into 15%. So how many brackets have I opened? Two brackets. How many brackets I will close? Two brackets. Press enter and simply press a Control D. That's how I solve a nested if question. I hope you have understood, guys. We were very slow with this. I'll give you a minute to grasp the concept and to try again. Alright, I hope you are clear with this. Let's move on to the next question. Now, what I need here in J3 is that if the department, so if the department is either admin or sales, it can be one of two, right? Either admin or sales. Then I need 2500 to be displayed, else I need 1000 to be displayed. Alright, so how will you check this? If the department is admin or sales. Now remember, guys, whenever we have either or condition in Excel, right? Whenever we say that okay, it can be either this or this, one of two, then give me this result, otherwise give me that result, right? So whenever there is an either or statement in Excel, we have a particular function known as or, right? So let's see what or says. Or says it checks whether any of the arguments are true and returns true or false. Okay, so it checks whether the argument are true or false. Simple, that's it. So we will combine this or function with if function and see what the result is and how can we get to that result. Okay, so how we start? If the department is admin or sales, then 2500, else 1000. Another way to remember this is to find out what is the connector here. Tell me, guys, what is the connector here? Or is the connector? So in English, whatever connectors are there, Excel has the formula for that. If or is the connector, we have a function known as or. If and is the connector, we have a function known as and, which we will deal with in a short while. Okay, so if the department is admin or sales, then a desired result, else another result. So since it's an if statement, we start with if. Now what is my logical test? Now what is the logic? What do I have to check? I have to check the department. My condition is that the department should be either admin or sales. Only then I need a particular result. If it's neither admin nor sales, I need a different result. Alright. So either admin or sales, I told you whatever the connector is there, Excel has a function to start with. right? So how do we apply the OR function is, we start with OR function. If, or, what is logic 1? Logic 1 is the department is equal to admin. Now since I have to write admin, I have to write it in inverted commas, admin, and it is not case sensitive. So admin, inverted commas close, comma. What is logic 2? Some of you will say the logic 2 is simply open inverted commas write sales. But no, that's not how OR function works. In logic 2, you have to again link department. Department this time is equal to sales. Close the inverted commas. And that's where I complete my condition. I close the bracket to close this OR function. Remember, if you will not close the bracket, the condition OR function is still on. It will take logic 3, logic 4, logic 5 and so on. Since I have only two logics here, I close this bracket, right? So what have I said here is, I have said if, how do I read this OR? Department is equal to admin, or department is equal to sales. That's how I fill this OR function. I cannot simply say department is equal to admin comma sales. No. How will I say it? Is equal to if, or department is equal to admin comma department is equal to sales. Now if this is fulfilled, if this OR function is fulfilled, if department is either admin or department is either sales, then I need 2500, else I need 1000. Now I close the if function and press enter. Alright, let's try and apply again this time. Equals if, what is the logic test? Either or. So I start with or. Department is equal to, within inverted commas, admin, comma, department is equal to, within inverted commas, sales. I close the OR function. Now if this condition is true, under value if true, I need 2500. If it is false, I need 1000. I close the bracket, I press enter. And I simply press a Ctrl D here. Now you can check in J10, the department is admin and hence 2500. In J12, the department is sales and hence 2500 again. So that's how I solve an either or condition merged with if condition. Go on guys, try it on. You have this sheet available. Please try it on once. That these are some of the very important functions if you have to work efficiently in Excel. Also when we'll dive into financial modeling, or if you are taking up financial modeling from somewhere else and you are making a financial model, these are some of the basic functions that we use. If clubbed with or, if clubbed with and. Alright, so please try it on guys. I'm giving you some time to practice. Try it on and then we'll switch on to the last example here. Alright guys, I hope you have tried it. If not, please pause the video here and please try the functions. If you have successfully arrived at the correct answer, only then move forward with the video. Alright, so I am taking up the last example here in K column. Now here I need is, if the region is east and department is either admin or sales, then I need 5000, else I need 2500. Listen to it very carefully. If the region is east, so first condition is that my region should be east. That's it. It should be east. And along with this east, the department should be either admin or sales. Alright. So first condition is that region should be east. No compromises. It should be east. And the second condition is the department can be either admin or sales. If both of these conditions are fulfilled, that means if the region is east and department is either admin or sales, if these two conditions are fulfilled, then I need 5,000, else I need 2,500. Now tell me, what are the connectors here? First tell me how many connectors? Two connectors. What are they? The first connector is and second connector is or. This we have identified. Great work. Then I told you just a short while ago that whatever connectors are there in English, Excel has a formula for them. Yes. So the first connector is and. So I hope you have guessed it. We'll start with and, right? So if, and what is the first connector? What is the first condition? And region is east. So I click on region equals east, comma. How do I read it, guys? If region is equal to east and what is the next criteria? What is the next condition? That department is admin or sales. Now, whenever there is an either or statement, how do you deal with it? Of course, that's correct. You deal with an or statement. Correct? So, how do we read it? We read it by is equal to if a region is east and department. So, I select department. Department is equal to admin or department is equal to sales. Close the bracket for or, close the bracket for and. Now that is my condition. Look at the formula bar. If you are not visible getting comfortable with this visibility here, look at the formula bar. How do I pronounce it? I say if region is east and department is admin or department is sales. Why first condition and here? Why not or? Because you have to fulfill both the conditions, right? You have to fulfill both the conditions. So and here. And in the second condition, you have a flexibility that it can be either admin or sales, and hence or statement here. So if region is east and department is admin or department is sales, then I need 5,000, else I need 2,500. Close the bracket for if, press enter, and I get 2,500. Why? Because region is not east. Doesn't matter of the department. First condition is not fulfilled, right? I copy this across. Here you will see region is east. Then why not 5,000? Because second condition is not fulfilled. Department is neither admin nor sales. Similarly, press a Ctrl D here and look at this 5,000. Let's see why 5,000. Are both the conditions getting fulfilled here? Region is east, department is admin. Who? Yeah, both the conditions are getting fulfilled here, and hence 5,000. So I hope you are comfortable with if, nested if or, if and. Okay, what we'll do is, for me to make sure that you understand, I'll just apply this if again. Alright, I know many of you are confused. I can sense that. That's the telepathy thing that happens with me all the time. Okay, let's start with this. Is equal to if. What is the logic test? Logic test is the region should be east and department should be either admin or sales. So and since it's the first connector, region is equal to east, comma. How do I read it? If region is equal to east and, now this time for the department I have an either or condition. So whenever the either or, we have a connector, we have a formula. Or department is equal to admin, comma, department is equal to sales. Close the bracket for or, close the bracket for and. If this entire condition is true, then I need 5,000, else I need 2,500. Close the bracket for if, and I am done with this statement. Alright, that's how you frame if statement with and as well as with or. Oh, that was a lot of brainstorming, right? But that's some very important function, guys, when you are working in Excel. Please make the concepts crystal clear. If not, please replay this video, guys, and see that you are getting on the correct answers, because that's very important for you to understand the basic if statements. All right. Now, please practice. I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.